So hi everyone, I'm Anlu from Kowloon Nights, and like to share a little bit about who we are, what we do. If you're a developer, if this is a good fit for you, and what sort of projects we are looking for right now. So for Kowloon Nights, we are a investment fund that started back in late 2017. So I think for us, of course, we sign games. Our model is something in between like a publisher and also an investor. And I'll talk a little bit more about what makes us different, or like what makes us an alternative for developers when you're considering funding. So for the team ourselves, we do have a pretty small team that is located around the world, with people in US, Europe, Beijing, Hong Kong, and in Singapore. And so far in these 3 years, Kowloon has already reviewed more than 1,000 projects and have signed 40 plus titles so far. Within these 40 plus titles, they belong to very, very different genres. They are both, some of them are single player games, some of them are multiplayer games, and they also belong to different cities around the world. So far among the 40 plus titles, they are from 38 different cities that spans across 4 different continents and 17 countries. So I've listed some of the titles that we have signed so far, which includes, for example, Sifu, that will be out on PS5, Scorn, that will be out on Xbox Series X, Starbase, Towers, Sea of Stars, Spiritfarer, etc., etc. So the reason why we established Kowloon is that, like I mentioned, we want to provide an alternative to developers out there when they're looking for funding to make the game. And in order to be an alternative, of course, we want to consider a lot of stuff from the developer's point of view. And I think 3 very important values of Kowloon is fairness, passion, and support. So for fairness, we want to be fair with our day-to-day operations, but also with our deal terms. For passion, all the games that we sign in our portfolio is really the result of our excitement for the project itself. And for support, we are very hands-off, but at the same time, we would help whenever developers ask. So for fairness, I won't go into too much details into the exact model, but I've listed, I think, a couple of very important points with our deal terms. So first of all, we never do 100% recruitment period, meaning that we always share revenue starting from $1, starting from the first unit sold. Our payment schedule is very, very flexible. There is no fixed milestone, because we feel that, with the fixed milestone, it actually limits the developer's creativity, because they might feel like, we just have to meet point A, point B, point C on the contract and not, do anything else, which we feel that it really restricts the developers, and therefore we'd never do something like that. In terms of revenue flow, all sorts of revenue flow directly to developer first, including the platform money, including the revenue that you get from, for example, Steam, Epic, etc., which means that this actually eliminates a lot of delays in payments. So if developers have cash flow issues, they will be able to collect the money first and then send it back to us afterwards. In terms of IP and sequel rights, developers definitely be able to keep all these rights that they, this is something that is very important as well. In terms of the contract and the agreement, it's very, very straightforward and simple, and we're always very proud of this. We always say that our contract is only 3 pages long, which is very, very, very short. For passion, we fund games that we get excited about and would enjoy playing in any genre and region. So this is something else that we always make fun of ourselves, saying that Kowloon is a universe where both Scorn and Spiritfarer could coexist, even though they are very different games, right? So Scorn is a creepy, scary horror game, but then for Spiritfarer, it's a game with animals, it's a game about love and death, it's a game that has very, very cute art style. So even though they are very different type of games, they're all within the Kowloon family. For support, this is also something very, very important, where we want to support developers both on the creative side of things and also on the business side of things. So in terms of creativity, of course, we want developers to have full creative creative control. If they send over the build to us, of course, we would try it. We would write down some feedback. We might give some advice based on the team's experience and background, but we never force the developer to actually change anything in the game itself. For the business side of things, one very important thing is that we want studios to actually become more independent after working with Kowloon. So it's not only that Kowloon likes the game, or financially it does well, critically it does well as well, but at the same time, we hope that, you know, developers is actually also picking the right partner. They are actually also gaining a lot through the experience working with us. So one thing is that we want developers to be able to build a long-lasting platform relationship. How this works is that, of course, for us, because of the team's background, we know exactly who to contact at the platforms. We know how exactly the process works. So what we do is that we would pitch to the platforms regularly on our portfolio. We show them, you know, hey, this is what we've signed. Is there anything that looks interesting to you? If they are interested in a specific title, we would actually connect the developers directly with the platforms. And, you know, we hope that developers will be able to build this long-lasting platform relationship with them. They know exactly who to contact. They know exactly what the deal terms are, which is something that might not be so common. They might be able to know exactly what is a good or bad deal, how to negotiate for the better one. If they're working on the second project, not with Kowloon in the future, they would still be able to apply this relationship for the project. Other stuff might be that, you know, developers will be able to manage release dates, platforms, exclusivity, subscriptions, discounts, etc. And we're all very, very flexible with this, especially with release dates, because we don't have an in-house publishing team. So there is no specific number of titles that we have to release within a specific quarter. So it's really up to the developers' pace. It's really up to their schedule as well. Thirdly, all marketing activities will actually focus around the developer, focus around you and your game. If you check out some of the games that we've signed that have released previously, we are actually not listed on Steam. Financially, this means that, you know, the money flows to developer first. And on the branding side of things, it means that when the player plays the game, you know, we want them to be able to tell that this is the developer's game and not a publisher's game, right? So we want all the spotlight to actually be around the developer. In terms of our work culture, you know, we hope that, you know, this feels like a family to our developers. Pre-COVID, we might organize dinners, speech events. We might hire a guest speaker to give a talk to the developers. Right now, it's more like, you know, we do have a Discord channel with our developers, where, you know, we have random channels like food, pets, and music. So we hope that, you know, this is not only a relationship between the developer and us, but there's actually a relationship within the developers as well, right? So if they need anything, if they want to share any experiences, they would be able to do so with others as well. So for us, even though we have signed 40 plus titles, we are still looking for titles right now. And very importantly for us, some of the criteria is that we are looking for PC console premium games with no genre focus, no specific region focus, that has a budget of about $500,000 to more than $6 million. Very important thing is that we sign games that we enjoy playing, and also teams that are looking to self-publish. So we don't have an in-house publishing team to provide services like marketing, QA, localization, etc. But what we do is that we would provide developers with the funding they need. And also, if they don't have a preference as to which agencies to work with, we would be able to suggest or like refer them to some of the agencies that are within our network. So if what I mentioned today is something that sounds interesting to you, of course, feel free to reach out to us, right? So you can go to our website. Under the Contact Us page, there will be a form that you can fill in. And feel free to share with us any materials, including pitch deck, builds, video, GIFs, etc. So basically, you know, tell us what you want to make and be confident about the project. And for the process itself, it usually takes about 3 to 4 weeks time before we get back to you on our decision. So right now, we do have an office in Singapore, and so far, we have not really signed any Singapore titles. So we are also very excited, especially within the Southeast Asia region. We are very excited to be able to find something that that would be interesting to us as well. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I think it's a very, very good, experience for me to be able to share with all of you today. I think we still have a couple minutes.
Yeah, we still have a couple of minutes, but I think we're good. I think we do have questions. Somebody's typing in the Discord rather slowly, but thank you so much for sharing, and for all of you out there who's looking to get in, do feel free to apply at the website that we've linked in our comment section. So yeah, okay, hold on. Let me just try and. Okay, the person is typing really, really slowly, but I think we still have a bit
I
of
mean, if we
time.
don't have time, they can still feel free to reach out to me, maybe via LinkedIn or email. Yeah.
Yeah, it's two person typing, so I'm waiting. Okay, so the first question is, what stage of progress should the project be at for them to pitch?
So we have signed projects that range from different times, but I would say that most of the project we sign actually are within the prototype stage. So I think that will be a good time to reach out to us when you have something playable for us to try.
Okay. We have another question. The person said that he's wording it very horribly. Usually because you funded the developers, right?
Right.
And for them to slowly pay you guys back, what's like is there any expected period that they have to pay back within?
Right. Of course, our contract says that. I think it's within of course, ideally, we want to be able to receive stuff every month. But if that is difficult because you're busy with the game, etc., there can be some flexibility there as well.
All right. I think we're good to go. If anybody else have any questions, feel free to drop it to us. I'll contact Anlu and I'll let her know about the questions that you have. So once again, thank you so much for sharing more.
Thank
So
you so much.
excited! So excited to have you guys in Singapore. I want to meet up with you.
Yeah. I mean, I might go to Singapore soon, so I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you again so much.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Bye bye.
Bye.